Hey guys, it's Matt. Happy New Year. I just got done taping a TV segment, so I thought I'm already dressed. Got the microphone here. Might as well do a quick update on what's going on in politics. And I think the big story is obviously the so-called Republican or MAGA civil war. We saw hints of this right before Christmas with the showdown over keeping the government open. And I think it really came to a head over Christmas with Elon Musk coming out strongly in favor of keeping these H-1B visas, which are for highly skilled workers, obviously benefit the tech industry. And then you have folks like Laura Loomer and Steve Bannon and Stephen Miller who are opposed to this idea. And so what is going to happen with MAGA? Now, I wrote a piece at The Hill recently. It's actually before this latest visa schism, talking about how Donald Trump has a lot of internal contradictions. And I think it's partly because there really isn't a coherent MAGA ideology. I mean, it's really a cult of personality, mostly. I mean, Trump has some things that he's deeply believed in and talked about for years, but mostly Trumpism is about Trump, not a commitment to ideology or anything like that. But we have this interesting situation now where is the Republican Party the party of budget hawks, or is it the party of populists? Is it the party of Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump, or is it the party of values voters? Is it the party of farmers, or is it the party of tariffs? Is it the party of McDonald's diners, or is it the party of crunchy RFK yoga moms? Is it the party of tech bros, billionaire tech bros like Elon Musk, or is it the party, an immigration restrictionist party? Now, imagine being someone who cares deeply about restricting immigration, and you voted for Trump the first time. You got some things you liked, but you didn't get the wall, you didn't get the mass deportations you wanted. But you could, you were told, hey, look, the problem is Trump had all of these establishment Republicans. They were stopping him from accomplishing his real agenda. And so the key is to get him elected again. Well, you get him elected again, and this time you've got people like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy saying, hey, slow your roll. We need, certainly when in the tech world at least, we need more immigrants. It's really pitting true believers against people who I think maybe thought Trump was just doing rhetoric to get elected, and that actually, once Trump got elected, it would be business as usual. And we're going to find out who's right or wrong about that. Now, I do think it's possible that Trump could elide this particular battle because, a lot of this stuff isn't done necessarily in the public. You could have Stephen Miller doing some things on the margins to limit how many people get these visas and that sort of thing. But the one issue that I think is not going to be easy to elide actually has to do with, on Friday, there will be a vote to see who the Speaker of the House is. If Mike Johnson survives, it is going to be what is it? A Pyrrhic victory? I don't know how it's pronounced. Not great for Mike Johnson, because all of a sudden he is trying to get things done. And again, you've got some people who are true believers in fiscal economics and cutting the budget, reining in spending. And then you've got people like Donald Trump who would just frankly want to give money to the right people, to his constituency, and possibly buy votes. This can work. It worked for FDR. The problem is that the FDR coalition, although it was unwieldy and contradictory, it encompassed people you couldn't have put in the same room together, right? You had the gay rights activist in San Francisco and the union worker in Michigan and the Southern segregationist in Alabama and the Northern liberal all in one big messy coalition. But the important word there is big. It was a big coalition. So you could lose some votes. Republicans can't afford to lose more than a couple of votes because that's how slim their House majority is. So that's where this, I think, will really get interesting, where you can't sweep the differences under the rug. is going to be when it comes to raising the debt ceiling, funding the government, keeping the government running, things like that. But again, yeah, this is not necessarily catastrophic. I think normally these sort of questions, and it's good to debate questions. Should we have H-1B visas? Should we not? These are healthy. Oftentimes they are litigated or fought out during elections. I think Trump was able to kind of be all things to all people, have his cake and eat it too. And so these questions were not hashed out properly, I don't think, in the primary or in the general election for that matter. And so now we're having that fight right now. Again, the FDR, this is not unprecedented, the FDR coalition, full of internal contradictions, but it was based essentially on buying constituencies and rewarding coalition members, and it was a big constituency, so you could lose people and still pass things. The Reagan coalition, you've heard of fusionism. Obviously, there is this tension between liberty and virtue, and that tension is part of traditionally the conservative movement. Are we going to be worried about protecting people and keeping people safe and projecting Judeo-Christian values, or are we going to let people have freedom and do what they want and be more libertarian, right? That's I won't say it's a contradiction, but it's certainly a tension. And Republicans were able to get past that, I think, partly because of Ronald Reagan's skill at it, and partly just because the Soviet Union, being this enemy, this existential threat, allowed Republicans to kind of overlook their differences. And you talk about the three-legged stool in the Republican Party: fiscal conservatives, national security conservatives, and social conservatives. And all of them had their own bone to pick with the godless communist Soviet Union. And so it's worked in the past. Can Donald Trump find a way to hold this disparate coalition together? That will take some finesse. And it's not something we've seen a lot from Donald Trump, but it will be a great challenge. And I do suspect that what we're seeing already, and obviously he has not even taken over yet, he's not been sworn in as president yet. We've already seen this problem emerging. I believe that this is a microcosm of a larger issue. We won't call it a problem, maybe. And that this will be the question. Can Donald Trump keep everyone inside the tent? Can he keep them happy, or will this spill over and prove to be untenable and kind of like Jenga? Like he's built this structure, but it was the foundation was always going to be wobbly, and when push came to shove and it came time to govern, he couldn't hold it together. That we shall see. We'll wait for another day. Again, Happy New Year. Please, if you like this, rate and review, tell your friends, subscribe to the YouTube. I don't know, support us at patreon.com/Matt Lewis. Anything you could do to help us would be greatly appreciated. God bless you. Happy New Year, and we'll be back soon.